So let's chat. We've got this morning Jenae Noonan, Butch Chelliah. Am I getting it right?
Sounds great.
Are with us. I think last time I saw Jenae, you're writing a book or a collaborative book.
Yeah.
And retired.
Yeah. Retired from fighting. I didn't retire from book writing.
Okay, so are you still retired from fighting?
No.
Oh, you're coming back.
I am.
Why are you coming back? What are you up to this time?
Oh God. Okay, so the World Games are in Romania, and
okay, got to go back. You got to start because I'm a simple guy.
Okay.
What are World Games? I mean, we got the Olympics coming, and you got football is over, I think. So what World Games are we talking about?
World Games are it's a World Game. So basically, by the way, my coffee's just kicking in. But
so you had a lot of wine yesterday too at the Super Bowl.
Oh, we won't talk about my drinking habits.
Okay.
World Games are sports on a world level. The Olympic,
what sport?
So I mixed martial arts. It's pankration, but it's mixed martial arts, and it's grappling, kickboxing.
What is grappling? I don't even know. I've heard of groveling, but not grappling.
Grappling is like jujitsu on the ground, the submission wrestling, the takedowns, the throws. So like,
Josh, we better be nice to her.
Y'all are nice anyways.
Okay.
It's like the Russians do samba, and then Brazil's jiu-jitsu, and the world rides jiu-jitsu, but it's just grappling, so it's the takedowns and stuff. So when I retired last time, I said that I would never get punched in the face again, and I kept my word. I'm not getting punched in the face. I'm just going to do the grappling aspect of it, and for the first time in the United States history, do the routines or the katas.
So routines, like the way you made it sound earlier when we were talking before the broadcast, it almost sounds like what is it, WWE or something?
Yeah, it is choreographed. So it's choreographed, and it's a show basically, and it's 3 people attacking one person. I am the person they're attacking. One person has a bow staff.
I've seen some of your work. I think I'll take you and not the 3.
Yeah, so one person has like a bow staff, one person has a knife, and during the show, I guess you could say, I have to defend the attack with the weapons. I have to disarm them, and then I have to defeat them. So there's 3 points, and there's like show and how fast you do it, and judges, but it's the first time that Team USA has had one in my age bracket, or like the women doing it. The kids have done it, but this is the first time that the women will be doing it.
So when you say choreographed, does that mean that everybody knows who's going to win going in?
Yes. So I mean, every country will have that the defender ultimately wins, because that's the objective of it. So we'll spend all year practicing this choreograph, and it's judged on who does the best show, who does the moves the cleanest, who hits all of the elements. Like one person has.
So it's like figure skating, where they already know what they're going to do. They practice it,
yes.
And then you get points based on whether you did a jump the right way or a twirl the right way or whatever the things are.
Yes. So,
now I'm a little slow, especially on the Monday after Super Bowl.
Yeah. So we get points on, did I defend the knife attack correctly? Did I defend according to the pankration standards, or like the way the pankration sport says you defend against these things?
So you're in Romania. Does that mean it's going to be fixed?
Being from the United States, we do find that we actually take that back. They do a good job of being fair. I can't talk about the World Organization. I do know that in the past, women.
I guess I can get in trouble for saying those things, right?
Yeah, to be careful.
I'm staying in the United States, so I'm okay.
Women in Greece, I remember that we went at like 4:00 in the morning. And I'm hoping now that we're moving on to like 2024 and 2026 that the women do get a little bit more respect.
Well, 4:00 in the morning in Greece probably makes it during the day here, doesn't it?
Oh, it's good for me. I hadn't acclimated to the time change yet. And so I was like, I'm good to go. But we did in Greece, we were after the award ceremony. But
wait, you were after the award ceremony?
Yeah. Doesn't
the award ceremony include?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of an interesting one. Okay, so here's the gold. Now let's go fight. Yeah, it sounds a little backwards there.
Well, I got my gold after I fought, but the award ceremony for the men and everybody else, and the closing ceremonies were before we even competed. But that was the one-time thing. Romania is going to be way different, and in 2026, when the United States hosts, we're going to do it way different too.
Whoa, so it's coming here too.
I just threw it out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long does this event take? Is it like a week or 2 weeks or a day or 2 days or?
It's 4 days.
4-day competition.
Yes. So opening ceremonies, there's youth, men and women, and each age group has kickboxing, MMA, pankration. There's 5 in the routine. So there's five divisions for each division, each men, women, and children. So it takes 4 days and opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies and all that.
So why did you decide to come back and do this?
Okay, so now because I'm a mom and
wait, you're gonna go fight a bunch of people or choreograph a bunch of people in Romania because you're a mom?
Yes, because I have to show my son that all things are possible, but also that Romania has Transylvania and the World Games are in October and we get to spend Halloween in Transylvania. I'm just kidding. That's not why I did it. That was a bonus.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, was it Italy that you wanted to go to? So you went and came out of retirement?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for traveling. That is not why I did it, but that was a huge bonus. But
yeah, I want to get hit in the face, so I'll go to Italy.
Okay, so Italy, I was getting hit. I wanted to go to Rome, but I enjoy the sport. I love the sport. I have a really good opportunity to build the sport and help the sport, and there's really good things down the pipeline. And it was just this opportunity that it was a dream opportunity. I get to be one of the first American females who gets a medal. We're going to get a gold in the routines, and that's
it's not one of those
exciting.
Participation trophies, is it?
No.
Good.
No,
Okay.
I will be fighting for the right to party. Just kidding. I'll be definitely there's 66 countries, so it's not like you show up and you better show up or else you're gonna go.
You better have your A game.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk more about Jenae came out of retirement. We're gonna talk about Team USA. Is it the same as the Olympics, or what is all of this stuff? Continue our conversation this morning. Butch Chelliah. Did I say that right?
You did.
Okay. You told me I did every time. Jenae, did I say it right that time?
Yes, that time.
Okay, I don't know what's so funny. There's got to be something that I did wrong here.
No, you did it right.
Okay.
I'm just laughing at how it slid the rest of the conversation.
Okay. Jenae Noonan is also with us. We don't get her mad at us. Whatever we do, we just we make sure she's a champion fighter or something. I mean, so she knows her stuff. So we're gonna be nice to Jenae today. So let's go back to where you told us a little bit about why you came out of retirement again. What is Team USA? I mean, I hear Team USA. I hear about the Olympics. I hear about soccer. Was it FIFA or FIFA or whatever that is? Sure. I'm American football, not the other one, so I don't understand that stuff. Team USA, what is it?
Can I answer that?
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Butch Chelliah.
Okay.
Hey, super excited, Ron. Thanks for having us on the show. Team USA is organically, this World Championships is a pankration event. Pankration would be the generic original word for what we today know as mixed martial arts.
Oh.
And it includes a variety of different disciplines within the sport. And it's been going on it's held every 2 years, and it's held at a different location around the world. And this is the 11th installment for the competition. So we've had it for about 22, 24 years. And this event is going to be held in Romania. So Team USA is comprised of fighting athletes all across the United States that through a series of regionals and selections, they would qualify for certain disciplines to make the team. It is very much as big as any international world event you can envision.
Really?
And what it doesn't get, obviously, it's the credibility or the fanfare that we would have in normal sports. We're in a crowded environment. Super Bowl is big, the Olympics is big, NBA is big, hockey is big. So these fighting leagues are well supported around the world. They're very dismissed or minimalized in the United States, and we're trying to change that. So that's what the World Games is all about. It is the World Games. Every country sends 200-300 athletes. We send 30. And
30.
we come back with more gold medals than every other country. Every other country has one athlete per event. We send one athlete for 5 events. And the last World Games that we had, we came in second overall around the world in medal tally with 30 athletes. So we do very well. We're just very
So why don't
quiet.
people know about it?
That's why we're on your show.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to change that.
Yeah, I mean, because that's been the whole thing. I mean, because Jenae's come on and talked to me about it. Whenever she wants to go on another trip, come out of retirement, I kid her about it, right? But and I've known it. I don't know, 8 or 9 years that we've known each other. But you don't ever hear anybody talk about this as a big competition like you do some of the others.
It's a World Games. It's every bit what it means. It's a World Games. The differences are these. Every other country around the world that sends 75 countries compete. Every other country financially supports their athletes. The United States, interestingly enough, is the only country, in my understanding, within this whole arena where each athlete is self-sponsored or self-funded. And that's been a handicap for us because we're not able to grow as fast or as large or as strong because there's always these constraints for funding and support for the athletes. So in essence, Ron, you want to go compete for the games, let's hope Uncle Bob and Aunt Mary write you a check so you can go compete. And we're the only country that does that. And we're trying to change the culture of that as well.
So you got to get some big sponsorships.
We got to get some big sponsorships.
I understand that Bud Light is. Oh, no, we're not going to go there either. So that's an interesting point. And again, it goes back to the same thing. We'll pay for anything around the world, just not for Americans.
Yeah, that's been.
But that's a political issue. We're not going to go there either. Okay.
Yeah.
So who gets involved in this type of a thing? I mean, I know Jenae and but who's the person there or the individuals? Do they grow up saying, okay, I want to be a pan creator or whatever? Is that how it was?
It's pankration.
See,
I'll take this one. So in the United States, MMA, the UFC did a great job marketing it, and children grow up wanting to be MMA fighters. So pankration is the original sport of that. It is, and through marketing, they'd be like, "Oh, we're not doing pankration, we're doing MMA because the UFC is MMA." It's just all been changed through marketing, and you're better at that. I grew up wanting to compete in pankration because I'm also 41, and it was more.
You're getting a little old now here, Jenae.
I'm considered a master with my age, but through the UFC and in the United States, the marketing has changed, but around the world, pankration's still the sport.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it that you got a sport that's been around this long, and we in the United States, it seems like we crave sports, right? I mean, we're always looking for sports. We're always looking for different things to do. Especially, I mean, obviously, women's sports. We've battled them. I mean, I'm not gonna. Should I ask this question?
Go for it.
Are you gonna get some dumb guys that can't compete with men that want to get into the women's arena?
It's not happening.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, just throw that out there
It's not
for
happening.
you. Good.
Yeah.
Good. So where does somebody start? Because you think about football and basketball and baseball and hockey. The kids start when they're single digits. Do they start in MMA that way as well?
They do. So the end result, if you look at it, in the Olympics, you have like Greco-Roman wrestling. You have people that have competed their whole lives in a wrestling arena in some stinky, smelly, small, well underlit gym that will never get the fame of, say, the WWE.
Right.
The same way with the MMA. You got gyms all across the country that are true to the sport, true to the discipline of the sport, that will never make to the octagon cages of Las Vegas. And so that's a different world. The MMA, the World Championships for pankration, is the original purest form of MMA fighting without the glamour and without the lights. So it's the same thing as the wrestler that will win gold for the United States in Paris in 24 will not get the same fame as Don the Rock Johnson in the WWE because there's just more noise in that space.
Do you ever get those groups, like the MMA, the octagon or whatever I'm not too well versed on it, right? But I see those things on TV every weekend. Do those organizations ever come and try and support what you're doing?
Well,
Or
they
is
have
it competition?
It's not competition. Everything evolved from the same original point. So there's different daddies now that run different organizations, right? So what we're trying to, it's not that they haven't supported us. Maybe we haven't asked, and maybe we haven't had the opportunities to ask, but that's what we're trying to change this year. So my company, BizConnect 360, was brought in to try to figure out how we could streamline, create corporate relationships, create funding opportunities, and we built technology for that. So we're hoping to change all of that, and we're starting on your show, so we're super excited to be here. The games are in October.
Okay.
And it is a sprint between now and then to make sure that we can send the largest contingent the U.S. has ever sent. And the goal here is that money is never an issue for the athlete. So when I say, Johnny, you made the team, he goes, yes, as opposed to, pardon my French, oh crap, what do I do now? How do I pay for this?
Well, remember
Right.
all the years that you and I have talked about, that's always been a big challenge.
Yeah.
Is trying to figure out, okay, where's the money coming from?
Right.
We gotta, we're going to Romania. That's not cheap. Staying over and airfare and all that other stuff.
Right.
Not cheap stuff. We're going to continue our conversation. We might even have a giveaway when we come back. Continue our conversation. We are chatting. See if I can get this right for two. If I go over 2 for 2 here, or 2 out of 4. Butch Chelliah and Jenae Noonan.
Awesome.
Chelliah.
Chelliah.
That's
okay. He says it's awesome every time, and Jenae laughs at me every time. Okay, so we're going to continue our conversation. I'm not going to try it. It's Butch.
Butch.
Then we're just going to stick with Butch. I could say that one properly. So you're this is only one part of what you do, though, right?
Yes.
So you do this public speaking stuff. Well, can you teach me how to do it?
Oh, Ron, you could.
I'm only 13 years of doing this. I'm figuring eventually I'll learn how to speak on radio.
So you're a master at what you do. No, well, so yeah, so we've been in.
I'm going to record that and play it for my wife.
Perfect. Yeah, she won't believe it.
That's true. She won't.
Yeah. So we have a national company that we do marketing for small businesses all over the United States, and we run an affiliate program in every major city where we invite 1 or 2 or 3 select affiliates to come be our feet on the street in those communities. We work mainly with nonprofits, schools, high schools, colleges, churches, and in the case here, Team USA, which is a nonprofit organization, to help them overcome their funding goals. Because let them do what they want to do. They're the best at doing what they're doing until funding gets in the way. So we do that well.
We got a lot of nonprofits come on here, and that's the biggest challenge every one of them have.
Yeah. So the public speaking that I've done, I did it for about 15 years.
I bet the people that introduce you all know how to say your name too.
Yeah, we trained them.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's been a game. I have 2 adult daughters, and one of the funny things is we always want to see how a name gets called in public places. So yeah, when your last name is Chelliah, you just got to roll with it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So so we've done that over 15, 20 years. I've spoken with some of the best sales trainers around the country, or even the real estate trainers like Robert Allen and Robert Kiyosaki, and whatever their beliefs are. We've shed stages before. So and what you've been doing, Ron, with your station, I've long been a fan of your show, and the authenticity of your advice that you're sharing with the community, and the unfilteredness of your delivery.
I've been told I've been unfiltered.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people trying to filter me.
Yeah. And we're just missing some of that. So I think we need more of this. So I appreciate the work you're doing as well.
So you had an offer that you were talking about during the break.
We did.
And I think I've sent the link over to Josh. Maybe we can put that up on the screen, Josh, if you've got that there.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
So we work with, like I said, independent sales affiliates all across the United States. And part of what we do with them in our training programs is we bring on some of the best sales trainers within the organization. So whether it's Ed Milet or Patrick Bet-David, or, Mark Victor Hansen, Tom Canfield, these are the best trainers that we have, that as a service, because of our speaking engagements and all that we've done all over the world, they come on board and they do guest appearances and they're offering these one-off coaching sessions to our affiliates that are part of our organization. But to your listeners, we're willing to offer them an opportunity to have a one-on-one coaching session with some of the best business minds in the world that will help any of your listeners who are trying to figure out, how do I crack the code on starting my own company? Can I do this? What is it like to be an independent contractor? Can I work for myself? How do I get out with my 40-40-40 plan? How do I maybe figure out how to be successful? What do I need to overcome? Speaking techniques. And so we're offering a complimentary gift to all of your listeners that would choose to redeem that. It's a $500 value, which is what we would charge for an initial consultation coaching session with any of our coaches. People pay to the likes of $25,000-$30,000 for these coaches to do a
Wow.
4 or 5 week program, and we're offering it free to your listeners.
Wow, that's really nice. How do our listeners help with Team USA?
As we are about to go live with our funding platform here this week, to continue to tune into your show, and hopefully you'll have our links up on your show as well as we update you with our funding opportunities. And they don't always need to give us money, but they could also help spread the message, share the message, promote the message. We understand that everyone's a little fatigued out sometimes with donations.
Sure.
But the athletes that are fighting in these events, their goal is to keep training, keep knowing that the country is behind them. They've worked out in the deepest, darkest, quietest corners of the country in silence, not knowing if the team that is on the back of their uniforms even know they exist. And it says Team USA.
I bet that most people, just my guess, is that most people don't know they exist.
Correct. So how do your listeners help us? Spread the word. If there's a company that wants to be a corporate sponsor, to sponsor a specific athlete, most of these athletes are community people. They live in our communities, whether it's Orange, whether it's Irvine, whether it's Rancho Cucamonga, Pomona, LA. These are boys and girls that grew up in our neighborhoods. Let them be a community brand. Help these athletes realize that, hey, if no one else backs you, we back you. Johnny's Pizza backs you. Ray's Dry Cleaning backs you. So small businesses can help us out in a big way. And for the rest of the country that may not be able to contribute, share the message. Celebrate these athletes. Let them know your training for all these years to represent the name on the back of your shirt means something to us. That's what we're looking to do.
It's it's interesting how that comes about, because there's so many organizations, and we really like to promote as many as we can. But something, these are good things to get young people to doing something that's probably out there doing a positive out there in the community, as opposed to all this garbage that we see on the news every night.
Well,
but
we have to be in the gym hours and hours and hours and training our hardest, so we don't have time to be creating the shenanigans.
No, because you and I have talked about that, and I've watched what you've done over the years, and that's you can't be as proficient as you are at what you're doing by spare time, part time, sometime activity.
It's a full-time job,
right?
Yeah, and like he said, like I don't want to be selling my feet on social media.
Ron, the reality is we compete with 75 countries around the world where their athletes are paid professionals. This is all they get to do. Our athletes are school teachers, and they're firefighters, and they're police officers, and they, on their own dime, have to train to represent the United States. We can help them, and we should.
Well, we're gonna see if we can get this word out a little bit. I'm just gonna go with Butch. That way I don't mess up your name again. But we're gonna see if we can get this word out. We'll put some information in our show notes for you as well. And if you have any questions, give us a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990.